Hey KJ, this time a year ago, you were getting ready for a really big run. I know last year you didn't play as much as probably you wanted to. Now you're the most improved player. How can you take from what you learned last year and apply it to this year as you kind of get ready for this most important part of the season?
Just the mindset from everybody from last year. They had a different mindset that a lot of teams didn't have. They were really focused and really on to the next thing. And I think if I can take that, the mindset and the power that they did from last year, I think be in good shape.
And Grady, are teams doing things differently as far as defending you, kind of the way that they're looking at you and things like that the last few games or maybe the last couple weeks? And is it frustrating? Do you find yourself getting frustrated?
I mean, they have changed. I mean, I guess maybe a little just going in the Big 12, and after you play a team one time and you get to see them again, they are obviously going to change and try to adapt to how they did the first time. And yeah, you're seeing maybe a little more face guarding and whatnot, but I mean, I wouldn't say it's really frustrating. I just got to adapt to and kind of do the same thing that they're doing, but just offensively.
Gradey, this is the first season you've played with KJ, so I mean he's most improved, but he's just KJ, I guess, for your experience. So what is your perspective on him earning that award?
Yeah, we've been all seeing it since the summer on what he brings to his team and just the activity, offensively and defensively he brings. There's not one moment where he's watching the ball or anything. He's always in the action, so we knew he could do that, and yeah, he did. So.
KJ, have you heard from a lot of people, or what's the reaction been around the people you know?
Yeah, I think everybody's just grateful that I got this award. It's any award in the Big 12 is a really amazing thing to happen. It's good to tell my family that I won that. But now it's on to the Big 12 tournament and now, of course, March Madness. So it's good to flip the chapter now, get ready for the bigger things.
Does it mean anything to both of you that all 5 of your starters won some kind of an award and were honored this season?
Yeah, it's kind of cool, especially going into practice. Coach doesn't forget a lot of those things. He congratulates everybody who wins the awards and gets ready for practice like it never happened.
Grady, what does it mean, all 5 of you guys?
Yeah, it means a lot. I mean, it shows, all our pieces kind of working in, whether it be Juan, Defensive Player of the Year, or Big 12, and just J. Will, Player of the Year, and it kind of shows what we're all like different, facets of our game, and being recognized for that is really nice. But at the same time, KJ said earlier, we're moving on to the next thing. That's Big 12 tournament.
It was pretty clear that those two that you just mentioned, Jalen and Dwan, were ready to lead this team back in June, even before that. Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year. To set out to lead a team like that and then to back it up by winning awards like that, what does that say about both of those guys?
It shows, the preparation, like I was talking about, just seeing what KJ did in the summer. It's really just seeing what they all brought in the summer, and like right when I came in, just the level of maturity that they brought in right away was just motivating and inspiring for me, because that's really the first thing I saw, and when that's the first thing you see coming in, that's just what you need to build off of, and that's what we've been trying to do all season, and yeah, obviously they backed it up.
KJ, I'll ask you a different. You saw Ochai last year. You saw what he did. And then obviously Jalen's followed that up pretty nicely. Do you see similarities in their approach? And did you know that? I mean, did you know Jalen had this Player of the Year kind of season in him all the way back to April, May of last year?
Yeah, of course, you obviously see it during the summer because you see guys working out more than others, and you see guys talking and trying to figure out a lot of things like others. Like Jalen kind of had the same mindset and same attitude like Ochai did last year. So it was kind of a pattern that I saw that stuff Ochai did, and I kind of saw in J. Will because I saw the whole season that Ochai did the same exact things.
How about Dewan, Defensive Player of the Year, but honorable mention? Do you guys feel like he should have been better than honorable mention? Does it matter? Does it put a chip on his shoulder or your shoulders? How does that go?
I just really don't think Dewan cares about any of that stuff. I know he's happy that he won it, but I think if he didn't win it, he would still play the same way, and Dewan's just Dewan. He does everything right and plays the right way no matter what he gets.
Grady, you walked away with a couple of different awards and stuff like that. What does that mean to you overall?
I mean, yeah, it's cool. I mean, it kind of shows the work that I put in, and so I'm definitely humble and blessed about it. But at the same time, it's just another thing to keep me pushing and strive for to play and help the team as much as I can in the Big 12 tournament and then moving on to March Madness. So.
Were they kind of goals you expected coming into the season, or was it just kind of nice to
Yeah, so like at the start of the season, of every season, I always have me and my dad go down and write goals down on paper, and some of these, from team goals to personal goals, some of them were checked off, which is cool. But now we're team goals obviously most important.
Depending on who you guys talk to, this is the toughest conference that people have seen in the last 20 years. You guys won, I think, 15 quad one wins. I think obviously last year's a different team, but I don't know if you guys talk about it or not. But what is this team capable of in the next month? I know a team hasn't gone back to back since I think Florida in 2005 or 2006, whenever it was. So is that something you guys talk about, or you guys have any feelings on what this team can do?
Yeah, as much as night in night out of Big 12, really not struggle. I wouldn't say struggle, but really just prepares us for games when we're playing maybe not a team in the Big 12 when we get to the March Madness. But I think that's what makes this conference so great is we play teams like this every single night, and that really is going to help us moving forward, and we still get another chance to do that in the Big 12 tournament, play them again.
Yeah, and also like when you play in a good league like this, you're almost glad that you don't have to play the teams again when you get into March Madness. So it helps us when we go in and play other teams that's not even in our conference.
Guys, at the risk of asking something perhaps a little obvious, but I'd enjoy hearing both of your thoughts or insights. Coach Self talks about playing with joy or playing with a free mind. What does that mean to you? And do you ever think about those words from him when you're on the court trying to work something out?
Yeah, we actually was talking about it today at the beginning of practice, and I've kind of known this since the start of the season, and really, all the teams I've been on is it sounds obvious too, like when you're having a smile on your face, you're having fun, that's when you have the most energy, and that's why every game in Allen Fieldhouse has been so fun, because they really just got the energy for us, and then when we get that and start to have fun with it and yelling after baskets, whatever it may be, that just makes us really move into how we play better. And I notice that in my game too, when I'm having fun, I'm playing like I should be.
KJ, what was Coach's message after Texas game?
Just that we just need to kind of go to the next chapter. It was a tough game for everybody. That's not how we wanted to end our conference regular season, but it's kind of one of those things where you got to flip to the next, because we might be able to see them again, and I hope we do. So we just kind of got to get ready for it.
Well, you had won 7 in a row, and then you lost one. What's your mindset going in?
Just to play I guess as hard as we can. We played all these teams before, so they know what we can do, and we know what they can do. So it's really going to be just a matchup like it is every time.
What teams do you guys want to play again more than others?
Obviously, we just played Texas. Get that sour taste out of our mouth, but I mean, you could really throw any team at us, and it's going to be a great game. Just Big 12 this year.
For both of you, there'll be a narrative heading into Thursday that your opponent, Tech or West Virginia, is playing for their NCAA lives, which is a big deal, and that Kansas, the only incentive aside from the trophy will be moving up perhaps just one notch as a 1 seed. What would be your response to that, both of you?
Yeah. Coach Self has talked about it a lot of kind of explaining, obviously maybe to me and the other freshmen that might not get it as much as the older guys, but just the importance of getting that 1 seed and getting a chance to choose where we could go and everything like that. But and then you got teams like West Virginia that are playing for their bid in it, and it's just kind of funny at the end of the day, because you got a team like that, but really they could compete with anybody in the country, but they're just getting a chance to get in the tournament, so they're going to be going at us with everything they got, so we got to come ready.
Yeah, obviously a lot of teams are playing for different reasons now, and ours I feel like is just as important as in playing for a bid for a tournament. So I feel like we have probably the same intensity as they do, because I feel like what we can do and move up in the number 1 seed is just for better odds, and that's all you can ask for when you get to March when it's Gradey. So that's all you can ask for.
All right, fellas.
Thanks.